Welcome. This is a part 1 episode for the Miss Universe Philippines Her Story videos. My name's Dani Walker. If you enjoy content like this, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hitting that notifications bell. And if you'd like to support the channel, hit that super thanks button, share the episode with a friend, or join my memberships for exclusive content. And if you're preparing for a competition, check out my free pageant prep course in the description. So this is a part 1 because they haven't released all of the HERstory videos yet, and these are really unique. They're going to give us more of a chance to get to know the contestants on a deeper level very early in this competition. The interesting thing is that now Miss America as well is adopting a HERstory part on the resume for the contestants, so it's just interesting to see that HERstory branding across multiple organizations. Let's get into this. I'm going to talk about these ladies in no particular order, some of the videos that so far really stood out to me. Isabella, the way that this video was put together, the way that it was shot, she really drew me in. I was captivated. It was the storytelling part of it, and that's a strategy you can use to get people's attention. And like the story of success and struggles and her reference to capturing the heart of a generation, I was like, well, you got mine, okay? It was really great. It was really beautifully told. And just from a filmmaking standpoint, it was pretty brilliant. Cebu City, very beautiful. What I liked about her is that she featured a lot of her leadership awards, the work that she's done in the community. I would like to change the tone of her hair color moving forward. That's more of a styling thing. I feel like right now it's a very warm color, and I think that they should cool down those tones, because when we have the hair color and then when you add bronzer over your tan, it's just making things come across as a little bit orange, and I think it should be cooled down quite a bit. Now, aside from that styling note, I love how involved that she is in her community, and I really hope that she incorporates this into her interview. This stuff should be said. She helped open a youth center. That's amazing. And also I'm going to mention that turquoise and orange look really great on her. So I feel like she should use that for some kind of wardrobe to gig. So you can just really feel her sweet spirit here. She shared about her journey with lupus, which if you're a Selena Gomez fan, you probably are a little bit familiar with that. It can be a really difficult illness. And so she also talked about transforming her pain into power and being a force for good. So we're seeing it already, friends, and I was waiting for it. I was waiting to hear contestants this year talk about transformational leadership and all these things, and we're already seeing this. So her parents worked with special needs children and individuals when she was growing up. So you can see how that has really influenced her sense of empathy. You can feel that from her. Currently, she is a teacher also. That's probably helping too. She just seems so sincere. And then she talked about her work with animal shelters, how she loves dogs, and sometimes she'll just visit dog parks. And I'm like, same here. I try to pet every dog that I come across. But she was just really, I felt like genuine in her video, and it just, none of it felt forced, and I really liked it. Pasig. So she had a little bit of everything here. She had great transitions. She showed lots of tourist attractions in the area. She had walking transitions where we got to see her in lots of different outfits, which is great. That's kind of like the fun part of pageantry, like the fashion side of it. But she talked about her story, and she shared about how she moved to the Philippines when she was younger. She was in a brand new place. She was about 10 years old, and that she drew on a lot of inspiration from Filipino heroes, and I like that connection to history. She also shared her story of being a survivor and the work that she's done in that area to help other people. And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, she did a great job sharing about herself. And I think that that's where some contestants, like, they went wrong, as I think that some focused too much on where they were from, or some just did not share very many important details about themselves, and Pasig did. Cebu province, really open and honest here. She was talking about growing up with mental illness. Oh my gosh, like that is just such a tough thing to go through and experience. In her video, she showed really beautiful scenery. Also, she's just beautiful. and I was just looking at the area and I was like, I need to go. Guys, I cannot wait. I cannot wait till my life is at a point where I can go visit the Philippines. I love the outfit changes. Oh my gosh, so stylish here. Can't wait to see what else she's bringing to the competition. She just really sold me on all of this. Plus the food. I'm such a foodie, and I feel like food is really a great connector for a lot of people. And she's just out there swimming with sharks though. Did you notice that? That's a no for me personally. That's something that I don't feel that I ever need to do in life. But you know what? Good for her. And really, honestly, I just can't wait to see her gowns in her wardrobe, because she really brought out some pieces for this. Behold, so she talked all about diving last year, and I was like, okay, she bringing back the diving, not quite. She had a few clips of that. Now, it was really interesting though, because she relied heavily upon her past experiences in pageantry, and I do understand leaning into that quite a bit. But I will say that I think that she could have focused a little bit more on like her personal journey with only a small reference to her time in pageants, because there are several contestants who have had also a very unique pageant experience, and one of which is last year's first runner-up that's coming back to compete. So I don't feel like that is really helping anyone to stand out. And also, I don't think that specifically focusing on pageantry is making you relatable to a wider audience. It's not like helping viewers and people who could potentially vote for you during challenges feel like they have a real connection to you if they haven't competed in pageants and if they don't understand that. So I really wish that in this video that she would have relied a lot more on her advocacies and what she's doing in her community, and how her personal story relates to that. Then we have to talk about, she's been competing in pageants since she was 15 years old. Definitely caught my attention with that, first of all. Then she said something that the goal of wearing a crown interconnects women from different walks of life. Totally agree. And I feel like she gets that, especially if you've been competing in pageants for a long time. Now, she also shared a lot about why she has very purposefully been wearing Ebon fabrics throughout the competition, because she wants to actively promote the local fabrics, and I thought that was brilliant. She was wearing it when she was filming, and I've seen her wearing it throughout the competition already. But the thing we learned about her here that I didn't know is that she is a mom. Now, she's not the only mom in the competition that I later found out about, but I think that there's 2 moms this year, and I believe that they are the first 2 national contestants in the Miss Universe organization to be moms. Now, I will tell you this year, I've already been working with quite a few Miss contestants in the US that are also moms and wives. So it's very interesting to see. It's slightly different in our preparation, and it's just something that I'm excited about moving forward, because I want to see what happens, okay? But watching her journey, this is like a trailblazing moment. This is very unique for her and the other contestant who's also a mom. So love seeing it, very excited about this. Can't wait to see what the judges think too. Zambales. So I could not understand, I hope the jackhammer is not too loud for you. I cannot understand all of her video because not all of it was in English and there weren't subtitles. So it was kind of like here and there. But she really showed some real clips of like her home and not this idealized version of her life. And I actually really liked that. And now, the other thing that I wish that I knew more about though were these scenes where it seems like she's showing this destroyed home, and I think that maybe she used to live there, or her family used to live there. That's kind of what I was taking away from it, but I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what this scene was all about. But there was also some really beautiful imagery in her video, and she looked fantastic in this red dress. And I don't know, I liked it. I felt like we were really getting a look into who she is on an average day. Like the scenes that they were showing of her looked so real and not too perfect. And I was like, I don't know who did that, but it was pretty brilliant. It definitely made things relatable, because there were clips in there that reminded me of myself. Like when I go out and I'm at a coffee shop and I'm working by myself, and even the outfits that she wore, it's like they were casual but not too casual. It just felt like so real. I felt like I was almost like watching myself, like from the outside looking in. So it was very unique. Southern Lete. So she is very, very beautiful, and God bless her, because I really, really wish that she had had better audio for her video. I don't know who was on her team for this, but hopefully moving forward, she'll get some more access to that. Now, I love this. She just didn't put on airs in her video. She showed this footage of her and her grandparents in this very humble living, but I like that she referred to this humble living as the best years of her life. It wasn't like, this is where I came from and I want to get away from it. Like, she still had such great appreciation for where she's coming from. And then she talked about how living away, though, from where she grew up has made her a more empowered woman. So she's really benefited from getting outside of where she was from and just growing from it. And I totally relate to that. And she wants to inspire other young girls and women. Great. But I just felt like this was such a real video, and she wasn't showing things that she isn't. Like, she wasn't trying to make her life seem better than it is. And I just felt like it really showed what a beautiful heart that she has. And the cause that she also works for, that she got to share about, was preventing teenage pregnancy. So this was very well put together. Kazan City. So she shared with us that she is a TV actress, has her own business. She is the breadwinner of her family, all right? And if that wasn't enough, she's also a single mom. Wow. So this video was extremely emotional, very deep. This felt like a very well-filmed Miss Universe UCAP video. She is a single mom, as I said, so she's not with her father's son, and she shared about that, and I just started crying throughout. She talked about how she got pregnant when she was 21 years old, and how her and her son actually share a birthday, and then in the past she never celebrated her birthday, but now they share it together. He gives her that reason to celebrate, and I was just crying all over the place. She also talked about that she's not a perfect mom and that she is flawed, and she just got my attention, she got my heart, and I'm getting emotional right now thinking about her. So, love her. Lapu Lapu. Gosh, the stories of these women. And this is what I really wish that more people who weren't in pageantry would watch. Like, the people who are so opposed to pageantry, who don't believe it's relevant, please watch these videos and understand that it's so much more than our physical appearance. And honestly, it feels so insulting when people insinuate that the reason that we win titles is solely based off of our physical appearance. Like, that's so minimizing to me as a person and as an individual, is to completely ignore every other skill that I've worked on, and to completely ignore my personal journey and that I'm a human. So when I see videos like this, though, that she created, it was a beautiful representation of how women in pageantry are so much more than their physical beauty. And so she talked about how her family had given up the property that they had owned to pay for end-of-life expenses for her father, who eventually passed away. She shared that her goal and what she strives for now in life is being able to return there and to purchase land again for her family. And I was like, wow, what a goal. And she got my heart. She's also a musician. She showed off the tourism of her area. She showed off some of the beautiful resorts. So we had that beautiful imagery as well in this. But I just love her. I absolutely love her. And I just look at her and I'm like, same girl. Like, I'm trying to figure out here with my life as an only child, like, how will I care for my mom and her end of life expenses one day? Like, I'm thinking of that now because it's expensive. I'm already going through this with I went through this with my grandfather and now with my grandmother. And I'm like, how? Like, how do people do this? So I can really, really relate to her with that. Makati really surprised me in a great way, and she gets it. She gets it. This is the change that we needed to see from her. She talked about this in an All Access episode where she felt like she fell short on relatability, and I agree with her. And I'm glad that she has that sense of self-awareness, because once you do, it can now be your strength. So this was a very interesting video. She opened up, and I couldn't understand everything that she was saying. It wasn't all in English, but I was very surprised that she talked about how she was talking about this park that she lived by, and how she like got a can of beer over there before or something like that. I was like, okay, we're being very open and honest, but it got much better. So she jumped right into this video, and it wasn't all about the edit of the video. It was just more about her. And the way that this was shot was very much like a docu style of filming. I don't know if you noticed that, but it wasn't just her always talking to the camera. The way that they set things up with the camera on the side of her and her just talking to an interviewer, it just felt very docu-series. So it had its own flavor, but I really liked how she showed like the more realistic side of Makati, and that was great. Then she introduced us to her brothers. She has two, an older and a younger, and they are both on the spectrum for autism. And so she shared like, this is why I care about this cause, and this is why I am an advocate for autism awareness. I mean, like, and what's more personal than that, than introducing us to her brothers? And it just shows this completely different side of her. And when I saw that, and just like how real this was and how the style of filming was so different from everybody else's, I was like, oh, she gets it. This is smart. This is very smart. I'm not surprised if she wins this year at all. And not just because she was first runner up, but because she is self-aware. Batanka studied industrial engineering, all right? And she had to learn how to self-sustain at a very young age, that she said. She's also dealt with illness, and now that's helping her though to prioritize her health and her nutrition. And so she's very, very conscious of that. I want to mention that I feel like she was just so beautiful in this video. Like, somebody did a really great job styling her for this. And I just love that she's advocating for physical and mental health, because every single one of us can relate to that. Devout Oriental. So this was a great example of expressing your personal style through your wardrobe. She also shared about her indigenous roots in this. And then there was this clip with her Lola, which was so cute. I love the hiking clips that she shared. It made me want to go on that hike too, okay? Honestly, I just really need to be there. I need to be in the Philippines. There were beautiful island shots in her swimsuit. And then she also told the story of the Mandaya tribe, and that the chiefsman is actually a woman, and she shared her empowering story, and I thought that was so cool. And she also related this to being inspired to be a transformational leader. So wow, okay, good for her. But really the way that this whole video was put together kept me engaged the entire time. Agusan, I really wanted to feature her in this episode. She's been one of my favorites here, but I felt like there was a lot of beautiful imagery, but we didn't learn much about her aside from her mention of psoriasis. I think that she needed more of a voiceover in this video. Cavite, I was like, please be good. Please be a good video. Really cute opening, really fun and playful, where she was yelling out, I am Cavite, and kind of waking everybody up. That was cute. It was clever. I can't even make this up. There is literally a jackhammer outside. So we're just gonna try to move on with this. Anyways, so she talked about how she actually works outside of Cavite, but she loves going back, and that she usually goes back for site inspections. So I'm not really sure what she does, but I like that she really talked about how she had interacted with a farmer and became passionate about sustainable farming. And so she has built up this program for women and for kids to teach them about sustainable farming. And I love that. I also really liked her quick mention of Miss Grand International, and how actually it was this moment for her where she felt so sad and disappointed because of all of the judgment and the criticism, and she felt like she disappointed everybody because she didn't place at Miss Grand International. And I have to say, Samantha, girl, no you didn't, okay? People were proud of you regardless, just for getting on that stage, and you represented the Philippines beautifully with that epic gown reveal. Oh, anyways, so I just love that. And I like that she actually kept a couple of bloopers into her own video, like tripping, or at the end where she was asking about coconut pie. And like, she needs those things. Like, that's the type of stuff that she's gonna need so she can continue to be really relatable and not pageanty in the competition. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of this video. I have a lot of Miss Universe Philippines coverage that will be coming very, very soon. So I look forward to creating a part 2 for this. In the meantime, I hope that you'll check out these other episodes that I created for you that I hope you're really going to enjoy. But thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. I apologize for the jackhammer, and hopefully it won't be around for the next episode. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon.